Now, another thing about behaviors, all right? Now, young girls, listen carefully. So the person asks, is being tomboy bad if you're a girl? Because you're acting like a boy, who's called Tom, and God says not to act like a boy, even if it is not Tom. Okay? So, is being a tomboy bad? Anna, what's a tomboy?
When you dress like a boy and act like a boy and you hang out with boys.
Okay, Anna defines tomboy as when you act like a boy, dress like a boy, hang out with the boys, doing the boys' things.
Or you just tend to like stuff that they do more than.
And you tend to like stuff that boys do more than stuff that girls do. There's a difference, What stuff that boys do that guys don't do, that kind of stuff? Stuffed toys. Has to do with that, I think. Carry stuffed toys around. Boys carry stuffed toys around? Do you carry stuffed toy around? Maybe you do. Isaac, do you carry stuffed toy around? Sometimes only at home, right? At the age you have your favorite pet dog. Do you have a real dog? No, so you only allow stuffed dog. Right? Okay, so she defines as that. Tomboy is someone who dresses like a boy. What else? Acts like a boy and does and like the things that boys do. Okay, that's a definition. Any other definition? Elaine? Any? Think that's about it. Right. Wow, your definition is a dictionary definition. Have you been studying? Cambridge Dictionary. Right? Cambridge Dictionary defines tomboy as a girl who acts and dresses like a boy. Oh, even she looks shocked. Acts and dresses like a boy. So acts and dresses like a boy. And then she's even more, she's very accurate. Like things that boys like noisy physical activities. All right, what the boys like to do. Wow. Do you write this for them? No. All right, so that's how they define, the dictionary define. So the girls, the young girl asks, is it bad being a tomboy? That's a tomboy. Acts like a boy, dresses like a boy, likes things that boys do. That is a tomboy. Okay? Actually, Elim asked this. Elim, why do you even ask this?
Because I have a friend. She doesn't like to wear skirts.
You have a friend who doesn't like to wear skirt. She's a girl.
Yes.
Okay. Just clarifying because school nowadays are different. All right.
She is really athletic.
She doesn't like to wear skirt. She's very athletic.
And she kind of acts like one.
And she acts like a boy. So you just describe what Cambridge Dictionary described as well, a tomboy. So you say, is it okay to be a tomboy? All right. Why do you ask, Elim? Because you want to be like that? No. You don't want to be like that. Okay, why should we not be like that?
Because we're girls.
Because we are girls. At your age, you say we are girls. Boys are bad. Right? At this age. We don't like boys. Okay? So girl. So nowadays I must draw with skirt. Not just... I always draw with hair. Okay. Alright? With hair that looks like girl's hair. Okay. So, where do we get this idea that we should not be? Let's turn to Genesis 1:27. Genesis chapter 1 verse 27. Genesis 1 verse 27. Quick. Alright, any tomboys here? Any tomboys here? No? What should we call boys that act like girls? What girl? Tomboy. Not Tom girl. Huh? Oh, it's called, wow. Should we even say this word on camera? No, okay. Now, okay, so let's read Genesis 1:27, reading together. So, God created man in His own image, and in the image of God created He him. Male and female created He them. So, Genesis 5:2. Let's read Genesis 5:2. Genesis 5:2. Let's read together. Male and female created He them. Now here it repeats Genesis 1. Male and female created He them. So God created male and female. Repeated. God repeatedly said, I create male and female. In other words, there's a distinction. Understand? God intends to create distinction. Distinction. Male and female, distinct. God did not say He created man and tomboy. That likes to be a boy, acts like a boy, dress like a boy, does things that boys normally would do. No, He said created He, male and female. Now, in the New Testament, what does God say? Matthew 19 verse 4. Turn to Matthew 19 verse 4. 19 verse 4. Okay, let's read together. Matthew 19 verse 4. Reading. And He answered and said unto them, Have ye not read that He which made them at the beginning made them male and female? Again, in the New Testament, it's emphasized when God created man, or when God created humans, He created them to be distinct. Again, it's repeated in the New Testament. Distinction is God's intention. Okay, now let's turn to the Old Testament. So, there's a distinction. Now, one of the distinction that God puts. Okay, let's look up here. Huh? So, Anna again. What? Dress like a girl. Eh? Dress like a boy. What else? Acts like a boy. And likes things that boys do. Okay? Now, why do you say dress? Let's turn to Deuteronomy 22 verse 5. Deuteronomy 22 verse 5. Deuteronomy 22 verse 5. Alright, Grace? Jennifer is helping you. Alright, read together, alright? Deuteronomy 22 verse 5, let's read together. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy God. Okay, Phoebe, what does it mean? Do you understand? A woman shall not wear that which pertains unto a man. Do you know what's pertain? Not sure. Pertain, that is related, that is for men. This is for men. Okay, pertains for men. So a woman should not dress things that are for men. There's men for men. And then it also say, neither shall a man put on woman's garment. Okay, so it's the same. Two ways, both ways. In other words, God makes distinction. No such crossover. God do not want. And one of the distinction God uses is dressing. Like Cambridge Dictionary and our Walking Dictionary also say. Right? Dressing is one of the problems. Dressing. So, in fact, what does God say? When they dress like that, looks cute. Does God say look cute? Look stylish. Look modern. What does it say? It is what? It is cute. It is fashionable. What does God say? It is what? For to do so, Deuteronomy 22:5. To do so is what? Abomination. To dress like a woman, tomboy, likes to dress like a boy, like a man, is abomination. Okay, something that is very, very abominable to God, disgusting, sinful, evil. God did not say it is not nice. It is not nice to dress like a girl. God used very strong word, abomination. Okay, abomination. Now, abomination. Okay? Now, in the world, is this common? Girls wanting to dress like boys. It's getting very common, correct? Right? What kind of nation is like that? What kind of nation? Yes?
I'm sorry, but what is the borderline or the definition of...
What's the borderline? Okay, after we talk about borderline. Alright? Alright, the borderline. What kind of nation is this? There's a bomb in the nation. Right? One day, God will judge it. Right? God will judge it. Something that God hates. Okay? So this will help you remember. God says this is a bomb in the nation. One day I'll judge the nation that are like that. Were there nations like that God judged? Yes. Okay? Now, so should boys dress as a girl to school? No. Can a boy dress in a skirt? Enoch, you want to wear a skirt? Are you sure? Noah, I'm sure you want to wear a skirt. No. But when you are in Scotland, they wear kilt. We covered that before. They wear kilt, right? Now that's different. That's a national dress. Right? They wear kilt. In fact, in the Old Testament, did men wear long skirt? Long flowing robes. Alright? It's meant for men. Meant for men. But I'm not sure about kilt still. Alright? Okay, so don't. Now, the question is, where is the line? Where is the line? What line are you thinking about?
Because I'm thinking if guys are wearing pants, because in the Old Testament or something, maybe girls only wear skirts or robes. But then now, with modern society, people wear jeans as well. And then, would that be acting like a boy as well to wear jeans, or are you only allowed to wear skirts?
Okay. Are you only allowed to wear skirt? Because what about jeans? You know, and all those things. Actually, we covered this. We did, We covered this, right? So, Alex, you want to answer? I rest a bit. I rest my voice.
Jeans represents like rebellion, so it was a period where there was a lot of like rebellions when the person who designed those jeans, they like incite the rebellious nature inside you, so you should not wear jeans, especially to worship.
Now, do I wear jeans? I wear jeans to busy bee. Alright? But we need to be conscious of what jeans used to represent, and in some nations still represent. In some countries where it's not very strong, it's different. Depends what you wear it for. But wearing jeans for worship, especially at that time, it was a sign of rebellion. So you just know history. Are we saying that you wear jeans to worship? You're acting like that? Well, you know your heart. But by and large, God designed at this time, and the typical, God does say don't dress like a woman. Right? The typical dress of a woman is a dress. Correct? It's a dress. That's why Elim say she doesn't like to wear a dress. By and large, a girl who does not like to wear dresses, you need to be aware. God wants you to be distinct. God wants you, when they look at you, they know you are very much a girl. And a very good distinction in society today are dresses. Correct? A dress means skirt lah, huh? Okay, so typically, now there are women who like to do power dressing. You know it's power dressing? They go to work, they will dress like a man. Because I am a manager, right? So I want to act like a man. So they dress like a suit like me. All right? Are there suits that are cut for women? Like for women, it's dressed, they cut it that way. But to them it's called power suit. You know power suit, not space suit, huh? Power suit. It's a sign that I am powerful. You know, I'm like man. All right, I have authority over you. Don't do that. But if you're going to work and then that day there are games, you don't have to wear a skirt and then your skirt keep flying up, right? So is that wrong? That is not wrong. Be conscious. I'm not saying you wear a skirt for PE in school, for physical education in school. I'm a girl, I must wear a skirt. All right? That kind of thing. There are appropriateness. But by and large, women should be distinct from men. Okay? So who does not like to wear skirts or dresses here? You, good. I'm glad you. Enoch, right? Enoch. Now the parents can say, Enoch say, no, not for me. All right, good. So there is distinction. All right, there's distinction. Again, now, is there a distinction in terms of behavior and roles? Do you think so? Now turn to 1 Corinthians chapter 11. 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Okay, shall we read verses, a lot to read. 1 Corinthians 11. Shall we read 4 to 15? 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 4 to 15. Okay, quickly, 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 4 to 15 reading. Every man... start with verse 3. But I would have you to know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Every man that prophesying without having his head covered dishonoureth his head, but every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonoureth her head. For he is all one as if she was shaven. For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it's shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image of the glory of God. But the woman is the glory of the man. For the woman is not of the man, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause ought the woman to have power over her head, because of the angels. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in the Lord. For as the woman is of the man, even so is the man also by the woman. But all things of God. Judge in yourselves, it is comely that the woman pray unto God uncovered. Doth not even nature itself teach you that a man having long hair is a shame unto you? Very long passage. What does it all mean? Please, BPCWA did not write this. Presbyterian did not write this. Who wrote this? Anna. God wrote this. All right, so Christian must accept. Let's look at here. Now, one thing, the thing that is mentioned again and again is what? Head. Head, again and again. Man in church should cover his head or not? Elim. Man not to cover his head. Woman, cover the head. How come all of you not wearing head scarf? How come not? Auntie Valerie quickly remove us. She's cold at the back. Why not? Okay, all must be like Auntie Sarah. We wear because it's cold. We don't wear it because of this. Because it's cold, right? Because it's cold. Okay? What is this whole head thing about? What do you think it is, Jesse? What do you think this head about? Why constantly about head? Why constantly about head? The answer is found in verse 3. The head of the woman is the man. The head of Christ is God. God is saying that there is a head. There is a designed head. Who is Christ's head? God the Father. Did you realize that Christ has a head? You always don't realize that, right? Because even Christ submits to a head. Christ is God, right? But even in the Trinity, there is a head. He submits to it. So this is the order of things. This is the order of things. Enoch, are you more special? You're a man. You're better, cleverer, smarter than all your sisters at home because you're a man. No. Because mommy is here, right? No. Then, but God says, man, oh man, your head. Why does God say that? Why does not, No, why does God say that? Man is a head. You like it? Why does God say that? I wrote it here. It's simply God's order. God's order, that's all. Alright, so boys here, please don't think you are God's gift to mankind. It's God's order, and you better live up to that proper headship. Doesn't mean your head and then you do what you want. Now, but the woman must cover. What does covering mean? The woman covering the head is an expression of submission. Expression of submission to God's order. I'm not head in church. I'm not head at home. That's their way of representing. Understand that? That is what it means. Today, must we wear headscarf? Now, in those days, not wearing is a public statement. I don't submit to God's order in church or at home. Understand that? In those days, it's their way of expressing. I don't. Today, it is not. Alright? Doesn't mean you wear means you're submissive. Doesn't mean you don't wear, you're not submissive. The key thing is God was teaching a principle. In those days, very important. They don't wear, it's a public affront. So they must wear. Okay? Now, how do we know? How do we know in those days are like that? Because of look at verse 16. Let's read verse 16. But if any man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom, neither the churches of God. What is saying? We have no such custom. No such custom is not saying that you don't have to wear. He said in the churches, everybody does it. In those days, in the churches, everybody does it this way. Okay? Now, so this has to do with headship. In other words, there are roles. There are roles. There are different roles. There are different roles. So, submission to male headship is a God-designed thing. But the world today do not want you to submit to God's model. Understand that? Women and men are equal. Are women and men equal? Phoebe? Very tricky question. She look at me, you're trying to catch me. Woman and man, God says, man without the woman, you're not born. Alright? In God's eyes, you are equal in terms of His love, and He died for you. But He has different role. Understand that? He has different role. A husband is not smarter than the wife. But God set different roles. That's all. So, in activities, in what we do need to think about roles, activities. But what about games? If you play games, because the boys play, I also want to play to be like the boys, to be equal with them. Why can they play soccer and we don't play soccer? I want to play soccer so that I am like them, because I don't want to be seen as soccer is for boys. Now that is a wrong attitude. I'm not saying that you cannot play soccer. Understand that, huh? But I would say that the world constantly design and make and want girls to play games that boys used to play, because in their mind it's for equality. There's a difference, huh? It's not the activity itself, alright? It's the intention of why. More and more they want you to do all these activities. You know, recently there is a big complaint. There was an advertisement, a woman sitting there on a bench with a pram. I don't know how to draw pram. With a pram. And then behind, men playing games, football, games that are rough and need strength, alright? And so they have an advertisement like that, and the woman liberation. Okay? Women say, how can you advertise like that? Are you saying that woman is supposed to look after children and games are only for men? This kind of football and rugby is only for men? This is, what do you call that? What's the word? Sexist. This is sexist. You classify woman's role. You classify woman's role. You cannot classify woman's role. Why can't it be a man sitting there, look after the baby and feeding the baby, and then the woman all playing rugby? They are very against roles. Understand that? They say all should not have any role. Right? Why do you have woman pastors, woman elders, woman leaders in church? Because they do not want God's distinctive roles. It is not that woman is weaker. All right? It is the idea that I want to play these games because I want to be like boys who have those roles. I don't want this stereotype. That is bad. Okay? Understand that? I think, girls, what God defined for you is beautiful, is good. Grace, do you want to look, do you, when you grow up, you want to, if you get married and have children, you want to look after the children, or you want your husband to look after children and you go and play rugby, play soccer? Which one? Say again? You want to take care of the child, right? By and large, when you see a girl grow up at Grace's age, Maggie's age, what do they normally play with? Barbie. They play with dolls, they play with tea set, they feed. It's natural in them. God builds it in them. Understand that? It is as they grow up, then society changes them. They say, why should I do this? Alright, so by and large, you see God puts it in the heart of His creatures. Okay, that's all I can say. Where she run to? Alright, I hope you answered the question. Alright, there is a distinction. Don't act like a boy. Try to be a boy. Dress like a boy. Dress with distinction. Let us pray. What do we have here? Top 5 reasons why church dropouts. What church dropouts say. Why they stop attending church. Now please remember 66% of, well, I take the American view. They are the most readily available results. They stop attending church at least a year after turning 18. So from